episode, so it's great if you can join me, and I look forward to seeing any fan engagement and those who are following. Any questions, if you haven't been following the previous series, that's cool as always. However, we're 9 days away from hosting Bradford City at home. Bradford are 23rd within the league, we're currently sat second, and a win against Bradford will really put things in our favour and really support us in our bid to try and be promoted. We're 11 games away from finishing the season. We're joint on points with Salford City, 3 ahead of Fleetwood and 3 behind Bolton. So it is an open race at the minute for the title and automatic promotion, and we'll be working as hard as possible to try and retain our position for a playoff place. So we have a little period left before now and the end of the season. It'd be great if we can try and turn things around and win the league. And it'd be great if we could try and finish in an automatic playoff place. Okay, let's just have a quick look. Ryan Haynes is... Yes, he has been made available. And happy amount of playing time. I think that's come from his time with Liverpool, though. They're all players that I want to keep playing for the end of the season. Bit of a predicament already within the first minute or so of the save. I would like to register this lad, Ethan, who has just come in. He is a fringe player, been given a 2-year contract. Can play in midfield. Has a bit of experience behind him. You know, if he continues to develop and work hard, you know, there's certainly opportunity for him to become a regular starter for us. You know, defender left and midfield centre seem to be his best positions at the minute. Very difficult for him not to be registered at the minute. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is give him a squad number and welcome him into the team. He can have 46, and he can play for the under 23s from now until the end of the season. Development available for 90 minutes. Okay, so we should be able to close that window there. So we should be able to develop him from now until the end of the season and observe his ongoing growth and development, and he should be able to develop his relationships with his teammates, start getting his fitness up by playing in the under 23s, and hopefully get back to regularly playing and breaking back into the first team, and hopefully he can have an improved season for the year ahead also. Which would be great for us to develop players. Yes, it'd be great to get both of these their A licence. Great for us. Scott Carson will study for his A licence, so that's great. We can support Scott Carson. Scott Carson was released by Derby County following a 2-year loan at Man City. Obviously, they would have been paid for that time, and it would have been great that they would have been paid. However, they have just released him, but the legend himself has just signed a 1-year deal with Man City, so it's great that he's returning to Man City, and he can be part of that squad, which is great, you know, for a player like Scott to still play. I have a lot of respect for him. I've always liked him, so that's why I brought him in for 1 season at County. He's retired now, so I took him on as an under-18s coach, and hopefully we can get all these coaches on pro licenses through the development of you know, their own development, and through the support of Newport County and how we're investing in them. So Ali Al-Hasbi, be great to get him on a coaching course as well. I doubt the board will say yes because our finances aren't great at the minute, so it'd be great to get Josh Labs on one as well. So yeah, hopefully we can improve the coaching qualifications of these boys and the overall academy through the support of Newport County. And certainly try to improve our status in in our overall academy system. Okay, Ali Al Hasbi will be given support for his coaching license. Unfortunately, we can get one for one of our other members of staff, Carl Dickinson, which is a shame. But Ali Al Habsby will now work towards his pro license. He's been with the club now a few years, so after 4 years, it's great that there's investment in him, and that we can try and get another pro license coach within the academy. But it's great to focus development on coaches who previously haven't had one, rather than just trying to get coaches in who are already on one, because it shows opportunity for these members of staff and growth for them. Okay, let's just have a quick look. I know Tony Adams' contract is up this year. I would like to keep him, but he wants more money, and considering he's director of football, he should know the financial situation which we're in at the minute. Turning down an extra, £1.2 thousand a month, he should be, not have much of an issue with that. When I want to get back to things, I'm just all over the place at the minute. News. Okay, Graham Wesley, terrible manager. Done an awful job at Newport County. I know a lot of county fans aren't big fans of his. Now, I am a big fan of Sol Campbell, and I hope he gets an opportunity to develop and certainly, grow as a manager and apply his ideas. So I wish him the best of luck in trying to find a new club, and going in as assistant manager somewhere. Working with, say, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank and Dino Mamria over at Burton may be, great for his own growth, to develop him. Sometimes it takes that awareness to be an assistant manager and learn from someone who's picked up that experience like Jimmy, and then take steps out on your own. I know you have to hold back your motivation, especially if you want to be the manager, and it can be a little bit difficult when you feel that you've gained that experience, you've been studying, you've been waiting your time. In his case, he's also a former player, played in the Premier League, played on international level, so has a lot of personal and professional experiences which could contribute to him being a manager. Obviously, he hasn't done one in his last 2 jobs as such, but I don't think he's been, he hasn't had the right finances. And at times you do have to just get on with it when you don't have finances, like, for example, Newport County in real life and Mike Flynn. And it can be a tough job to try and turn things round. But I think sometimes that does come down to experience, and I think unless you're fully prepared, fully committed, and are willing to work on a very little to no budget, and stay with the club to try and turn things around, it takes a lot of energy, motivation and hunger, as well as will and grind, to endure what happens. So that's great. Player of the match, Ethan Erahon. We just brought him in. 2 assists, man of the match, rating of 8.7, 86% in his passing. So that's really positive start from him and good signing. Hopefully now he can maximise on how he's playing, and we can certainly develop him in the under-23s, and he'll be raring to go for next year. Obviously we have a couple of on-loan players who have taken up spots because they're over under-23 age, over under-21s, and part of the registration we're limited to only 20 players, which I think when you're playing 46 games a year just in the league alone, which doesn't also add on your cup games, I think to be limited on 20 is very difficult. Okay, Juventus there looking at Jadon Sancho, who seemed to have ended up at Spurs, which it's not a bad move. Young English player playing at Spurs, great development for him. Big move to Juventus could be great as well. Okay, Yeston Hughes, 21 years of age, currently on loan at Dagenham, was sent off in that game. National League is looking to be his level, and hopefully Dagenham will take him on a permanent contract, and he can spend a good few years there trying to enjoy and turn his career around, as well as try and fight for promotion with Dagenham, because he doesn't seem to be of a League 2 level, and we took him on following his release from Manchester United. Okay, tactical meeting. Let's do that. Swap Twamley out because he's not on the greatest of forms at the minute. Let's get Peter Berry on the bench for Twamley. Give him an opportunity. Zach Gall's on the bench, good. Callum Cissie's good. Don Telford, maybe we could swap him. Would like to have played Hillier, but he's out injured. Mitchell Birkkamp is refusing to sign a contract, so I'm a little bit reluctant to give him game time, especially if he's not looking at signing a new contract anytime soon. Let's swap Telford for Jersa and try and give him some more game time. Potential to come off the bench there. You know, we do have a big squad, which is good for us. Plenty of options, plenty of rotation, easy to manage with any injuries we have, and we can prepare ourselves, you know, for anything that's going to come our way. Okay, here we go. We're playing Bradford City at home at Rodney Parade. We need to pick up the 3 points, and again, that would only take us 10 games away from the end of the season. 30 points left to play for, so it's still open to who's going to finish as title winners, who's going to finish in automatic promotion, and those in playoff. I absolutely firmly believe we can finish in playoffs at the very minimum, especially after I've changed expectations with the board, for them to have given me more money, you know, a few months ago. Which has been really beneficial to try and get players in and over the line. But it would be above our original expectations of just finishing comfortably in League 2. We've been top of the table most of the season, so it's a shame that we're sat third. And I'd really like to try and finish second at the very least, personally myself. But if that can't happen, then the bottom line is playoffs itself. We just need to turn things around and pick up a few wins. We also need to hope for a bit of luck from our opposition teams, and the fact that they drop points, and we can be in with a good chance of finishing in first or second. Bolton have been on such fine form, and they've really believed in themselves and have got some great football going. That's why they're currently top of the table. So I believe with the way they're playing and their current energy, they'll go on and win that title. I think it'll be quite hard to chase them and try and win that. Salford have also been up and around it this year as well. You know, a few disappointing results have led them to be in second and third, but they still remain up and around it. Oh, it's come off the post. So yeah, between us and Salford, we're, you know, relatively similar in terms of being up and around it all season, having a bit of luck from each other. We've had some great results, and we've also dropped silly points within the process as well. So here we go, great little ball into the box. Couldn't get a shot off, or he did get a shot off, and it just was a very poor one. So here we go into the second half, 0-0 at half time. We really need to slot one home sooner rather than later. We're not playing too badly. We have 11 shots with 4 on target. We just need to slot one home. Knowing us, we'll not do that, and we'll make a silly mistake at the back. We just need to slot one in, and that will change the game for us. So it's good that Scrimshaw has had a chance there. Shame it just went over the bar. You know, a win would obviously change the dynamic here, and it would certainly benefit us in terms of the games that are to come, as I keep saying. But here we go, Haynes into the box there, Corrigan into Sheehan. We're trying to break forward. They've won the ball back. Maybe a little change coming. Corrigan, again, not doing the greatest at the minute. Still settling into League 2 football. Oh, I think he's at the post as well. Okay, so Corrigan is at full back. Let's swap him for Haynes. Let's swap the winger there for Jersa. And let's get Jake Scrimshaw off for Peter Berry, and let's hope that Peter Berry has the energy and can score his first goal for us, which would be great for him and us. So come on, Peter Berry, you've been brought on. Use that energy and that form you've been picking up in the under-23s all year, and just try and score one for us, which would be really beneficial. See, we're getting the shots, we're getting them on target. We just don't seem to have the clinical awareness, the clinical edge to us, which has allowed us just to put that goal in the back of the net and open the game up. Okay, let's get Haynes off for Aaron Lewis. Aaron Lewis has energy. Perhaps he can make a difference at left back, open up the game, pick up an assist for us, as that would be great for him and us. And we certainly just need to get a goal in, especially after we've had so many shots and shots on target. Okay, come on, minutes in the game. Oh, it's just saved. They have defended for their lives, Bradford, and they've done quite a good job defending. Well done by Matty Dolan there. Come on, Jersa. Okay, he went for the shot, didn't really challenge the goalkeeper. Bradford are going to be very, very happy coming away from home, getting a point against Newport County, which have been quite strong, keeping a clean sheet. You know, County were the much better team. The amount of shots we had, the amount of shots on target, that is a very beneficial point for Bradford. Shame we've dropped the point there. Dropped 2 points and only picked up a point, but a point is better than none. So, you know, it's a little bit sad that we didn't pick up all three, especially as we were the better team, but the point will suffice for now. If we had picked up the extra two, you know, we'd be joining points with Bolton and would have really put the pressure on, and we would have been 4 points clear of Salford, and in a comfortable position. But Bolton, you know, have given a bit of breathing space now, because they're 2 points clear because of us dropping points with a game in hand. So they can end up going 5 points clear of us, and then they can go 6 points clear as Salford, so they'll be very comfortable at the top of the table. Salford will also breathe a sigh of relief after we've dropped some points, which opens things up for them as well, and Fleetwood will be happy that we've dropped points in their bid to chase us down and are only 4 points behind us. Barrow, they're only 6 points behind as well. They also have a game in hand. So if they end up winning, they could move up to 4th. And then it's all to play for still within the remaining weeks. Wimbledon and Cheltenham are both on 57. You know, they're not far behind in their bid for it. Well done to Wimbledon, who have crept up on the table. Cheltenham have been in and around it and are just clinging on in 7th there for a playoff place. They were doing well at the start of the season, sat in 3rd. So it's a shame that they've dropped all the way to 7th in their sense. But they really have to hold on and work as hard as possible to stay in playoff, considering the solid start that they had at the beginning of the season. So we have 3 days away before we play it away at Mansfield, which are a very good setup. And it's going to be very difficult for us to get points against Mansfield. So let's hope for a bit of luck and the fact that we can try and really get the ball in the back of the net. Okay, Bradford, really, that point was beneficial to them, as they're only a point behind Notts, who are a place above them, and they're now only 4 points behind Morecambe, so they can still survive and pull something out of the bag if they remain in this league. Let's just have a quick look here. Signed a new 4-year deal with Chelsea. He's on 18k a week. So to be 18 years of age, you know, to have a 4-year contract, to be playing in under 23s, and to be, you know, on 18 grand a week, and you're not even a first team player, that's more than all of our first team put together on a weekly basis. So the different contrast in finances that are available up and down the country and compared to Premier League and League 2 is just madness at times. And, you know, if we had 18k available per week, that would make the absolute difference in the players that we'd be able to approach and try and bring in on loan. Okay, Lambert sacked by Hart. I think he's just been sacked everywhere the way he's kept going. Not had it great. There we go. Our overall balance is massively decreasing in terms of our overall balance. That is it was only 200,000 start of season, so now it's 1.2 million. So we are massively struggling, and we've lost 200k this month. So it is really difficult because, you know, there's very little finances available. It seems like life is going to be tough at the minute if we keep going on this route where we're, you know, our finances are decreasing and we're losing money big time, and debt is increasing. It looks like we may have to sell players. You know, lose coaching staff to try and save. It is going to be a very difficult save, and I think it's a case of us trying to hang on in there and try and just remain in League 2 whilst you know, we try and improve our finances. I think the board would absolutely love if we got promoted because of the extra financial gain, and hopefully that can turn things round. So I think they're a little bit reliant and hopeful of the fact that we can try and get promoted. So no pressure at all. However, if it is a case of, the money keeps decreasing, of what we have available, debt keeps increasing, and we end up struggling financially, then it's certainly going to be really interesting in terms of how this save is going to go, and how I manage Newport County and manage the situation itself. It's hard because we're struggling at the minute already, because I would like to bring in Swan, who's been released by his parent club at the end of the season, because he's been a first team starter for us. He's a crucial player, and getting him on a permanent contract for us would be absolutely key. We're struggling to, get our director of football to sign a new contract, especially after he's been here for so many years. And you would be hopeful of the fact that he would understand the financial situation, and he would still be on about £4,000 a month after tax. Obviously, he'd be on 3k, 3k, a little bit over that. And he will still be very comfortable all year round, especially for someone who was a former professional footballer. Obviously has a bit of money in the bank. So it's a shame, and obviously we're struggling to sign Aaron Lewis down, who has absolutely been our permanent left back, obviously rocked by a bit of an injury this year, and obviously Haynes and Corrigan are trying to take that left back position for themselves. I think Corrigan has a lot of work to do to step up. He's not been massively performing at the levels he was before he came in, but it would be an absolute shame to lose Aaron Lewis, especially after the opportunity we've given him. He's been a first team starter. He's had good form, good fitness, and obviously he's hopeful of the fact that he wants to try and push for a bigger move somewhere else and earn more money. Good luck to him, especially after he's earned it, after, giving that years of commitment to us, and not being on the greatest of wage. So, you can't blame the lad at times. I just think it's a bit of a shame, especially when we're a club who really want him, and the position is there for him, and he can still be here long term for us. He's only 25, so there is certain opportunities for him to stay part of the club long term. But I think he's aware of the financial situation that we're in, and he wants to jump ship rather than be part of a struggling ship, which is going to be a very tough job of me in the middle, trying to keep the players in. It's already a tough job trying to find the right players, keep everyone here already, trying to bring players in on loan, trying improve our aspirations, because I'm a very motivated person. I'm a very motivated manager, so when it's a case of just trying to fight for mid-table and it's an average looking record, it's very, very tough to deal with, especially as I like to try and win as much as possible. But if I've got the ability to maintain a squad, and finish in a position which keeps us in the league, and try and have good runs, and try and play entertaining football, and County are happy with that, and they need that so they don't get relegated and they don't sink lower and lower. It's quite tough. There we go. Really, really poor goal conceded there. Really poor. Josh Sheehan can come off. Really poor goal. This is what I mean. We dominate games and we're the better team, and we just don't put anything away. And then it ends up being a case of us just needing a goal from somewhere, especially when we've been the much better team. So this would be silly points dropped. At the end of the day, if you looked at the actual situation itself, it doesn't matter that we're losing this game. It doesn't matter that we're dropping points, because at the end of the day, we're still looking like we're going to finish in playoff odds off the post. See, we just need that luck, and we would have overachieved more than we should have at the start of the season, that we've set the expectation, and we remain in League 2, especially with our financial situation. Okay, so we're 1-0 down. Fleetwood are 1-0 up by the seams of things, so things are going in their favour. We just need to put a goal in the back of the net. I hate it when minutes creep up like this, because it just shows me that the game's already over. Okay, just come on, get a header on it. Come on. Oh, if anyone was going to score, it was going to be Hawkins there, but he hasn't. Okay, this is game over. Another 3 points dropped. Another silly loss for us. A point out of 6. Oh, we were the much better team now. I said it'd be difficult, and once again we've been caught on a counter-attack, shitty defending at the back, and a poor goal to have conceded, and another poor loss for us this season. The amount of poor and easy losses we've given away, and poor draws, you know, if we had been sharper and stronger at the back, turned those losses into draws and just been a bit more clinical in the draws, we would absolutely be flying at the top of the table. But we're not, and the amount of players that we have, and strikers and attacking players, and you know, the rotation and different shape that we're going for, different roles and responsibilities, you know, adaptation to our opposition, you know, adaptation within the game itself, change of style, change of, you know, the way we're trying to play, you know, whether it's defensive or attacking, how we're transitioning, you know, we just really need to step up and really need to try and push ourselves. See, like Hillier, another great game from him. Jersa, a great game from him. Erahon, obviously not registered. You know, players like Leandros, not doing too badly for 18 years of age for this year. You know, Ryan Haynes, man of the match. You know, Joe Woodowis. You know, a lot of these players are involved in the first team, and yet we're just letting in leaky goals. We're not scoring, but yet they're going to score in under 23s. So whether it's a case of, you know, they're not good enough to play at the good enough level to score goals like they are in under 23s in League 2, then that's certainly going to be an interesting scope for us to evaluate as we continue to play them, and as the under 23s keep going and our game time keeps going. So here we are moving forward now. We do play Exeter, who are 10th. We really need to pick up 3 points in this game to add to our aspirations, and to try and turn things round. So here we go against Exeter at home. Ryan Hillier, still a bit of an injury before coming back. Okay, I'm also going to make the change of Jax. He's going to start over Tom King. Let's have a quick look as well who we have. Okay, 5 days until he comes back in the first team. Okay, I'm going to put Mitchell Bergkamp on the bench. Okay, so Cisse would be good, Bergkamp, Jacob Ramsey, and we got Jenna on there as well. It would be good to get Peter Berry on there, so let's swap him for Demetrio. So we got a lot of attacking options on that bench. So certainly opportunity for us to turn things round. Okay, not a bad start from us at the minute. Just need that luck and quality to try and score. Great idea there by Zach Gore to try and play out from the back and look for the striker, try and open up the defence, if not put on a bit of pressure on the opposition defence, and then we could have overloaded them in the attack, and if they tried to clear, then our midfield were there to try and move that ball forward again. So great little idea. 0-0 at half time. Exeter would be very happy. Again, we're just struggling a little bit here, so I'm just going to slightly change the tactic in terms of how we're playing. Jake Scrimshaw's not playing the best, so I'm going to bring Peter Berry on and give him a full 45 and give him more experience and minutes, so hopefully he can try and find a goal from somewhere. Changes for both teams at half time. Okay, oh, great save by the goalkeeper. Is that Sam Walker, the former Chelsea goalkeeper? I always liked him. It's another, you know, he's another example of a Chelsea player and goalkeeper who's been so loyal and went out on all their loans and just has had a career where they've lacked the amount of games they could have had and should have had. But, you know, we'll have a look at the end of the game whether that... What is Sam Walker? I did always try to keep him on previous saves and try and bring him into the first team. Well, Swan, thank you. That's what we needed. Well done, Liam Shepherd. Thank you, Swan. We just need to get a second one now. A second one would be very beneficial for the game because I always feel that we struggle at the back. Okay, yeah, let's get Ramsey on and hopefully he can open up the game and we can get Collins off. Oh, good pressure there in the box. Good opportunity for us again. Okay, let's swap Swan for Jana. Get a bit more energy up front, and Jana is on a 6-month contract to the end of the season, so hopefully he can find a goal. Go on, go on, go on. So he tried to cut in there and try and score. He's obviously looking for some goals, and he would have impressed if he had scored. Would have been better if he played it across the box and set up for the assist, making it 2-0. Wouldn't have minded him taking that kind of shot if we were comfortably 2-0 up, or 3 for example. But here we are, you know, Exeter trying to play that ball forward and catch us on a counter-attack. Okay, Ramsey. Oh, how didn't we score there? He played it across the box. Okay, well done, Zach Gore, clearing up at the back there. Some good defending. We just don't need to concede. Okay, we are defending in numbers and we are absolutely trying to do our job. Go on, Jana. Go on, Jana. Go on. Okay, lost the ball. Good defending there. Very easy to have taken the ball off him. Okay, happy with that. Happy. I felt like Exeter were going to get a goal sooner rather than later. I felt a second one could have come for us though. We needed that 3 points. Or those 3 points I should say. Salford do have a game in hand. However, if they do win, we're still a point clear. We're now 2 behind Bolton. Bolton do have a game in hand. 8 games left to go. So it's still all to play for. Cheltenham have now dropped the 9th. Crawley are up in there. Fleetwood up the 4th. So there is a lot of pressure. There's a few games left to go. We have a week now until we host Harrogate at home. Harrogate at 18th. So beating Harrogate would be beneficial for us. And Lewis turns down his... He wants more assurance on game time. I can guarantee you, you will start week in, week out, and you can have plenty of game time. Obviously, where you've had injury, you've been rocked, and Haynes has been playing well in the N23s, and he's taken some of his opportunities whilst in the first team, and Corrigan has been rotating into that left back. I think it's been beneficial. Okay, so Jax we're trying to develop. He's 21 years of age. You know, these are the only games he's played in his career. He's still young, so he's still playing quite often for the Under-23s and doing quite well. So, you know, needs that continuous rotation in the first team, an opportunity to try and maximise on his Under-23 performances, so he can continue developing. You know, Mickey Demetrio is, you know, he's not got much game time as much as last year. And same with Scott Bennett. Scott Bennett's dropped off in a number of games that he's played this year. So, you know, it's been a bit tough. So he's wanted by Exeter, even though he's on loan to us. He's not come on yet and be given that opportunity. He's had no games in his career. So Jana has not done too well, nor has Dimani Mella. They're both on 6-month contracts, so they'll more than likely be released at the end of the year. And we would have given them the opportunity of 6-month period. And Happy, well, he's just not of good enough quality. I hope he does as well. Lewis Twormley, I'm going to keep him on the loan list because his form has dropped off, and I think maybe a loan, if we go back up the League One, could be beneficial unless he finds great form. Inzaghi takes over at AZ, so that's a good little move there for Inzaghi. Okay, Harrogate Town in 4 days' time. We can really achieve these points here. Let's hope that Ryan Hillier is available because he's been in amazing form for the Under-23s. Let's hope that he can score a goal as well and really be helpful. Will Russ has been brought on a few times, hasn't scored anything yet. Been quite average in all the performances he's played. Jana's been quite average in all the performances he's played. He had a good year in National League with Southend last year, so perhaps a move to National League may be beneficial to him and his career. Again, Peter Berry, 18 years of age, so it's great that we're, giving opportunities to young players, especially young players who have been playing well. He's also played, Welsh League standard, so coming into League Two is very, very different, and we've had to harness and nurture his form from the under-23s, and the difference in League 2 to the Welsh League, and he's still 18 years of age, so giving him those first team opportunities, especially as he was heavily involved in the first team at Barry, which is great for him. We need to nurture that in the right way for League 2 and his own development. So maybe if we do get promoted, a loan out may be beneficial to him, so he can find more game time, especially in League 2, and try and step up, especially at 19 years of age. And I think he may struggle if he is in League 1, especially at the age of 19. So very, very good from our 23s in a 6-0 win. Jack's played a very good game. Zach Gore, Joe Woodowis. So it's great that they're all playing regularly for the 23s and playing very, very well. Zach Gore went out on loan and had a great loan period. He returned from his loan. Has been doing very well in the 23s and rotated in the first team. There's definitely ability from him. So again, it's nurturing and harnessing those performances and his quality and trying to develop him as best as possible. So yeah, it's great to have these opportunities to develop these players. So let's just have a quick look at Zach Orr. So he is 20 years of age, 520 caps for his country, been on quite fine form. He was released by Arsenal, so he played in a very good youth academy system. Very different to being here in Newport. He did go back to Nigeria on a loan, done very well, but he is 20 years of age. He's done quite well in the handful of games that we've played him in, and as we can certainly pick up a few more games from now until the end of the season, and hopefully he can step up for what he is doing, and certainly try and become a regular starter. Also, he's going to be tough with Hawkins. He's playing very well at centre back, and he is doing well to occupy that centre back position. And Matty Dolan is being versatile, and he's been playing at centre back, which has been good. So Ryan Hillier's back from fitness, so that's good. Let's hope we can beat Harrogate. So let's just go here. So we're going to revert back to our original tactic. I'm still going to swap out Tom King for Jax. Ryan Hillier, I'm going to put him on the bench for Ryan Haynes, so we give those attacking options. And let's have a quick look who else. Joe Woodowis has been playing well, so we're going to put him on the bench over Telford. And okay, I would like to try and bring Woodowis on, just to give him some more experience and game time, especially as one of our academy players, and he's been doing very well in the 23s, and I would like to keep him as backup and rotation, especially within that first team, and it'd be good for us, especially if we remain in League 2, to have someone who's experienced and wants to stay part of the club and has come through the system. So Jack starts in goal again. Liam Shepard at his usual right back. Zach Orr starts in the centre back position with Matty Dolan, and Corrigan starts out on the left back. Corrigan can also play centre back, so we do have a number of options for centre back, so it's good that he's adapted and played left back, and he's trying to pick up performances. Lewis Collins out on the right side needs to certainly pick up and try and get a few more goals and assists. We have Josh Sheehan and Morton in centre mid. Then we have our young Lewis Twamley, another academy product, out on the left hand side, with Swan in attacking midfield centre and Scrimshaw up front once again. If Scrimshaw can rekindle his form from when he was originally on loan, and try to get a few more goals and assists for us, and try to step up to get those man of the matches, it'd be really beneficial for him. And let's hope that he can certainly find some goals, because it would be great for him. Okay, clearance there by Dolan, picked up by Corrigan. Nice. In Sheehan into Collins. Okay, offside. That's such a shame, but that was really good football, really quick. Really like the way that we played there. Okay, we've had 5 shots, 2 on target. We just need to keep getting these shots coming and keep trying to move the ball forward and attacking. Should have played that ball a little bit quicker there, Shepard. If we played it, we would have had more of an opportunity within the box. Oh, they've caught us with really shit defending. Oh, we're really weak at defending. We keep getting caught on really shocking decisions. Let's put Twamley at left back. Let's get Corrigan off for Ramsey. Let's get Matty Dolan off for Woodowis. And let's get Scrimshaw off for Hillier. And let's hope that Hillier can score. So 3 changes. Change the system, tactics, shape. Really hope we need to get a goal sooner rather than later, and just try and make the most of this game and get a point rather than having another shitty loss on our record this year and another, you know, chance of dropping out of those automatic places. Okay, good ball there. Ramsey, across the Swan. Just took it a little bit too wide. Oh, how didn't we score there? Just over the post, how didn't we score? Come on, Ramsey, come on, Ramsey, come on, Ramsey. 3 against 2 then. They got back in numbers, so some great defending from Harrogate there. Some great defending. Oh, penalty. Oh. A very, very, very poor loss, and at home. Very, very poor. Easy points dropped once again. Shit defending at the back. There we go. Game over. Thank you, Harrogate. Harrogate very deserving of this win after we performed very badly then. Hegarty's had a very poor game. Twomley's had a very poor game. Ryan Hillier's come on and had a very poor game. There we go. Penalty. Hopefully we can try and claw a goal back. Saved. This is this game all over. No goal for us. Shit performance. Thank you very much. What a waste of time that was. More points drop. Change the shape. You know, try and get a goal back. Cost us. Goalless Hillier. 10 matches in the first team without scoring, but is on tremendous form in the 23s. So has a lot of work to do in the first team to try and step up. Maybe a loan out, you know, to National League would be beneficial, and that's his level. Okay, we do have Torquay, who are 20th. Salford have slipped up again. You know, Bolton are absolutely rubbing their hands together. 5 points clear with a game in hand. Pressure is completely alleviated. If we can get 40 points and win this game, and know that we've got 6 games left to go, you know, there's a lot for us to work for, and things that we need to try and achieve. Okay, very, very poor performance, very poor points dropped, very poor games and very poor individual performances as well. Bit disappointing. So 3 days ago until we play Torquay. Tom King's out injured for 1 to 2 days from jumping, so he should be, you know, back for the county for the game against Torquay. Okay, we have now dropped to 3rd. Fleetwood have come in fighting. They're sat 2nd. Salford are 4th. So it shows that we have a lot of work to do, especially to remain in playoff place. Such a shame that we're not on course for the title. We really want to work for that automatic playoff place. So we're now trailing 2 teams. And Fleetwood have done very well to find that self-belief and work hard to put themselves in this position. Tom King heading to Luton. Okay, I wouldn't rule selling him for the amount of money we could bring in from him. Second time he's been linked with a move away this season. And it's all about how we can manage that situation and opportunities. Okay, he's been a great number 1 for us for years to come. Really turned his career around and picked up a number of games in his career. And it's certainly been a good move coming to Newport County for him. He's actually left Newport County this season in real life, and we've just re-signed Joe Day. You couldn't blame Joe Day for leaving and trying to go to Carson City and playing the championship and earn more money, especially when he was only down the road. Ended up going on loan then to Bristol Rovers. So, Nick Townsend starting as Tom King is out injured. So Nick Townsend, we did sell to Liverpool because he wasn't playing often enough. Couldn't blame him for taking that chance to play for a Premier League club and be part of, you know, that dynamic, that atmosphere, playing with those players. Oh, how didn't we score? But he's unhappy with the amount of game time. Well, obviously, I don't think he was going to break in and become a Premier League keeper from, you know, becoming League 2, especially for a Champions League team, especially when you have the likes of Alisson Becker. But they signed him for a cheap backup and to comply with, you know, obviously the regulations. This is what clubs do. You know, they sign English goalkeepers. Oh, great finish there by Jake Scrimshaw. Great little finish. This is exactly what we needed. Oh, yes, this is what we need. Header in by Josh and by Matty Dolan there. This is exactly what we need. Not bothered about our league position at the minute. Just bothered about how we're playing and whether we're on course now to get the 3 points. We'll look at the league position following the game. But there are 6 games remaining after this. Again, we are so bad because we're playing at the back. That high line is costing us because the few balls over the back behind the defence, who are not reading the game very well, not dropping back as they should in a unit, and they've decided to pick us off and get a goal and put themselves back in the game. That's cost us quite a few times this year with the ball behind the back of the defence. I just think it's their case of reading that leadership at the back and working as a unit that's cost them. And it's such a shame to have conceded and not got a clean sheet. Nick Townsend will be frustrated that he's conceded, but there we go. Assist by Lewis Collins, goal by Swan. That's exactly what we want after we've conceded. Just that little bit of confidence and get Swan scoring. Corrigan for Demetrio, so let's get a bit of experience on at the back there and a bit more leadership with Demetrio. So very experienced defence now at the back with Townsend just behind, communicating with them, creating that overall defensive shape and unit at the back. Good shot there, testing the goalkeeper. There's a bit of confidence flowing here today. We just need to try and slot a 4th home, which would be great. I really feel that we can. We're finding the positions. Scrimshaw should have got his shot off quicker there. So he could have really tested the goalkeeper. Another corner for us. Okay, half time, and we are 3-1 up. There's a bit of work for us to do, and, you know, obviously opportunity for us to find a 4th. but I really feel that we can. We're breaking away, we're getting shots on target, we're working for the corners, we're giving away less fouls, we're a frustrating Torquay, we're giving away more fouls, so there we go. Red card for him there, so 10 men down to. That works in our favour. They have another 2 players on yellows, so we just need to keep playing our style of football and keep trying to frustrate them as much as possible for things to work within our favour. Okay, we're just going to let the game keep flowing, especially with the team we have on the field at the minute, because their fitness all seems to be at the levels which it should be, especially for the period that they have played for, and with how we're generally performing. And I see that, and then we go and concede a really shitty goal. Okay, I think that was Liam Shepherd who got dragged into that. Dimitrio's come on and has been very average since he's come on. So what options do we have here on the bench? Well, let's get Zach Orr on for Hawkins. No, Hawkins has been very good. Let's get him on for Shepherd and put Hawkins out at right back. And who else can we bring on? Let's get Haynes off for Twormley and give him a bit of game time as well. Oh yes, good. That's exactly what I wanted him to do. Come on and find a bit of confidence in himself. Assist there by Twormley. Second goal from Scrimshaw. Scrimshaw can absolutely score when he gets the right chances into him and he's on his day. I just wish he would start scoring a bit more often. Okay, some great recovery defending there from Zach Gore. Zach Gore does a good job. He is on a yellow card though, which is a little concern, but we're into the dying moments of the game. Number 5, come on, number 5. Okay, straight into there. Goalkeeper Jecock there. Okay, Swan dispossessed. Such a shame. There we go. Collins. There we go. Oh, it's been disallowed. If that would have been 5 and he would have had a hat-trick, that would have been really, positive and beneficial for us. Okay, full time 4-2. Very happy with that result and the way we've played. Just not at the back. And we need to sharpen up at the back. But very, very happy with that performance. Lewis Twamley out injured now for 6 to 8 days. Another little niggling injury. Hopefully he'll be back in time for the Chesterfield game. We're now back to second, a point ahead of Salford. Fleetwood have dropped the 4th. We're a point ahead of them. We're 3 points ahead of Barrow, 7 ahead of Crawley. And we are a total of 8 points ahead of Cheltenham. So, and 10 points ahead of 8th. There's 6 games left to go, which means there's a total of 18 points to play for. I really feel that we can perform well, and that we're going to finish in a playoff place, which is going to be beneficial for us and really positive, especially after we've dropped a bit of form in the last few weeks. Okay, just moving forward now. Okay, 10 days to go until we play Chesterfield away from home. Okay, Schrader, we just can't get a work permit for him, so he's on about £680 a month, valued at £210,000. So I'm going to release him on a free transfer for him. Not going to cost us anything because he's on a week-to-week contract, because we can't secure him on a contract. Save a little bit of money there. It's not huge, but it's a little bit. Okay, he's been released, 22 years of age, 13 under 21 caps. Did come through Austrian's Youth Academy League, which is quite cool, before signing for Wolves and then moving to us on a free transfer. He's played at National League level and I feel there's an opportunity there for him. And, you know, he hasn't done too badly overall. I just feel he could step up, and we wish him the best of luck whilst he tries to find himself a new club. He was unhappy with a bit of game time, so, you know, it's easier just to alleviate issues and you know, sometimes get rid of players, you know, especially when it's so easy to get rid of them in that sense. You know, it's all about our squad and club management and how we manage the finances. So 7 players called up for international duty. So Nigerian under-20s, Henry Sam, who's currently on loan at Dover, so that's good for him. Thomas Jersa has been called up by the Czech Republican. He's got 321 caps. You know, he's not doing too badly, just needs to step up on form in terms of first team. Glyn Warren has been called up. He's currently in our under-18s. He's doing okay as a goalkeeper. Lee Andrews and Martin Gunter both been called up by the under-19 squad, under-18 squad, which is good for them, especially for Gunter, who's, you know, 16 years of age. Jan has been called up by the Gambia, so he will now pick up his 4th cap, hopefully. And Peter Needs has been called up by the under-20s of Wales. So it's good for our young players to be called up, you know, into the Mark Harris there being appointed by Stevenage, the former Cardiff City man. It's good for our players to have the opportunity, especially youth academy players in the national setup, which is great for us. And a bit of promotion for county, and, you know, well done to the work that we're doing. And, you know, even if they don't have a future at the club, you know, they played for their country at a youth level, and, you know, hopefully they can, you know, get back into, you know, football, whether it's playing National League or League 2 for someone else. But it's good for our academy and opportunity for these boys to have additional game time. Bernardo Rossa did try to bring him in. You know, he wanted too much money though, considering, you know, he's not earning anything. And I wanted to offer him less than he wanted. Okay, we can finally get him in this time. I think he could. I think he could be a good signing for us, and he could be beneficial to the, you know, us next season. He's, you know, this is his last chance saloon, it would seem. You know, he's not got a single game to his name. He spent many years at West Ham, you know, trained, done everything the club wanted him to, and doesn't find himself, you know, playing. Okay, let's just move forward here now, as we're 5 days away from our next game. Newport County have signed Rossa, which is good, or Rosa. I'm going to call him Rosa because I prefer that. We have to register him for next season, so he's going to take Estrada's number. He has a 1.5-year contract from us. 23 years of age. If he doesn't make anything here, you know, it's going to be very difficult for him to find an opportunity. Actually, he's going to play in the 23s from now until the end of the season, as we don't have space to register him. Or maybe I might look at that and then register one of the lonely players if we have a bit of freedom to register, and then register players. Squad registration. Okay, let's unregister Scott Bennett because he's not massively playing at the minute. Let's get Rossa in and Ethan Erhon. Let's take Bergkamp out because he's not re-signing, and let's put Erhon back in, or put him in. There we go. So 2 options there. If Rosa turns out to be a great Brazilian player for us, then wow, what a signing he would be. And hopefully can turn things round. So Henry Sam had, you know, fairly average game in a 3-1 win for his country. Only played 42 minutes though, and Jersa was involved in a loss for his country, which is a shame. I'm not going to hold a press conference because it's not like he's a, you know, huge player we just brought in. You know, we can just introduce him through, you know, a little, you know, YouTube video or something like that, and hopefully, you know, the fans will get to know him. Had a bit of a gaming day today. I've been on Forza Horizon most of the morning. That's been pretty cool. My plan is to stream and run Foot Manager now for a few hours. Yes, you keep asking me this and I keep getting back to you. Shut up. I hate that. The amount of managers falling out with. Can't trust you alone. Well, he's been underperforming. How many times you need to know he's underperforming? Hence why he's not in the team. Yes, he does need to play regularly more, but he is not good enough. So yeah, I've been playing Forza Horizon this morning. The plan is to smash this out and have a stream going for a good few hours, and then get that up on YouTube. Then hopefully get back on Forza Horizon for a bit before playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla later tonight. As I bought that months ago when it first came out, and just haven't had the time and got round to playing it. So, you know, did play it for a bit last night. You know, it is a pretty cool game. I think it's going to take a bit of dedication to get into and understand the differences in the game this year. But as ever, that was cool. I did have the last Assassin's Creed before that, the one based in, was it Egypt? Collins taking a knock indicating no, we're just going to ignore that. Yeah, I just couldn't get into that Assassin's Creed. Just couldn't get into how the character moved, and I just think it was very difficult. Okay, unless he's carrying a real big knock where it says right next to his name. Oh, okay, that's 4 or 5 times we've had that. So let's bring Farendorf on, or Frondorf, and see whether he makes a difference. So, Erharon has been registered and he's automatically been given a start straight away for his performances in the under-23s. So good that he's on the pitch here today. Okay, Tom King is back in the lineup after his little niggling injury, so it's good for him to be back in the squad. Zach Orr's been given another start. I really think he can become a real leader and such a great player for us long term. Same with Corrigan. You know, Corrigan I don't think is as good as Zach Orr, you know, but I think he could, you know, be in the squad for years to come. Wow, what a great finish that would have been. Offside, thankfully. Great little play out from the back there from Chesterfield. Swan, I would definitely like to sign him on a free transfer, as he just starts week in, week out, knows the club inside out, does have quality, and I feel that he can be committed to us as we would be to him. So I definitely would love to sign Swan for the long term. Oh, Scrimshaw had a great shot there. Just needed to finish that, so I think I'm going to make a change for Scrimshaw. Let's get Dom Telfordon, who hasn't been playing regularly, and Tyler Morton hasn't been playing well enough either. So let's get Sissy on the bench, or Cassie. Not sure how you say his name precisely, whether it's Sesse, you know, as if you put like a CES or Cisse, or whether it's Cassie. Let's call him, or Cassie would be with a K though, I suppose. Cassie, K. There you go, bit of literacy for you there. But let's just go with Cassie. Erhan, not too bad, 6.9 rating from him. Ten minutes ago. Come on, don't concede. There you go, Swan. Oh, he brought him down now. Great save there by Tom King. Okay, point behind Fleetwood on the table, which is a shame as we are our third, but a point would do away from home. Corner. We've had 10 corners, 9 sorry, we're looking the wrong way. We've had 8 corners. It's been very close between the two teams. You know, 2 points dropped, but I will take the point. Okay, Shepherd out for 4 days. Bolton has secured a playoff spot. Erhan makes his Newport County debut, so that's good. Let's hope he can make more of his career and, you know, have a really good time here. We've got Crawley in 3 days' time. You know, we're 2 points clear of Salford, but they do have a game in hand. We're 2 points clear of Barrow. If we do drop into playoffs, that will be the lowest position we have been all season long. And it'll be such a shame, but I really hope that we can finish in playoffs. It'll be such a shame as we've been top of the table all season, and then we've been in solid second, and it's only been the last few weeks where we've been, you know, slipping up, struggling, where it's been really poor, and it's really cost us, and we've dropped, which has been such a shame. Yeah, he's not doing well. Okay, good 6-1 win. Again, Hillier playing really well, but plays so badly for the first team. Okay, I really hope that we can get some points against Crawley, especially when they're 6th and they're in a playoff place, so taking some points off them and certainly giving them to us would really be beneficial for what we're trying to do. Okay, just going to take a short break here, and then I will return sufficely with you guys shortly. Okay, and here we go. Newport County versus Crawley tomorrow. So we will be playing for the 3 points, especially as we're sat third, the lowest which we've been all season long. And we really need to pick up the 3 points to maintain our position in the league this year. Okay, contracts, yeah, he's shit, so he's being released. Aaron Lewis, I would like him to renew and willing. Little bellend. Dimani Mella, let's set him for release. Mitchell Bergkamp wants too much money, so unfortunately we have to release him. And Nye Livermore just doesn't want to renew, I think. Okay, Tony Adams, contract is set to expire. Well, yes, I keep offering him, but he's just a greedy bastard who wants more money. That's lower than originally that I could afford him. So it looks like we'll be losing Tony Adams this year. It would be great if we could re-sign Mitchell Bergkamp. I do like the boy, and I feel that he could have a good season for us the year after. He hasn't done too badly for us. Most games he's played in England. Looks like we're finally going to lose Tony Adams, which would be such a shame to lose a former player and someone of his experience. But, you know, on the tight budget that we have at the minute, it doesn't look like it's going to be viable to have Tony Adams as Director of Football next year. Anyway, financial update. So again, another £200,000 lost. That is increasing, so it's big concerns for us in terms of our sustainability and growth. And that we have to find other ways to manage our finances and manage the squad as per what we need. Monthly manager reviews now moved from an A to a B. That's a shame. However, you have to be realistic with how poor the first team is and lack of finances and investment, which means that we just have to play with the players that we have. And we've had to rely on a lot of young players, lack of experience, and players who have lacked that perhaps game knowledge from that lack of experience. And we're struggling. And the board, you know, a little bit unhappy that we dropped off on performance, but I'll still take a B. And they have to be realistic, especially if they're going to be losing Director of Football. You know, the debt is increasing. They're going to be losing a few players who refuse to sign new contracts, such as Aaron Lewis and Mitchell Bergkamp. You know, they could possibly lose their manager. I don't want to. I'm committed. I'm on a long-term contract, but I just think that they have to have realistic expectations. Because of the fact that, you know, there is very little money in the club and the debt seems to be increasing, and now is over £1 million for a club like Newport County, so it's going to be very tough. If we could pick up 3 points here today, would be very beneficial and would put us more in a driving seat of being back in second, which is great for us. Just need to slot a goal away. Okay, Collins has picked up an injury. He's gone down straight away, so perhaps a strain on the thigh, or he seems to have pulled something somewhere else, so he seems to have a little niggling injury. Jake Scrimshaw's on 6.5, not performing the best, so perhaps potential change already for Lewis Collins. Let's get Telford on for Lewis Collins and perhaps see if he can provide some energy, utilising his experience, adapting into that position on the right hand side as we try to manage Lewis Collins and the game, and not to impact his injury longer than it should be or need to be, as he is important for us. Okay, I would be happy with a point, you know, especially away from home, and all the points do add up. Obviously, would prefer the 3 points, especially with the, you know, the way that Cheltenham, Bolton, and Barrow are all picking up points. Good thing is that Fleetwood are dropping points at the moment, so that does help us out a bit. Obviously, if we picked up the 3 points, it would make me, you know, be a lot more comfortable for us in today's game. We've lost the ball there. Some poor defending of the ball and retention. Let's make a quick swap for Ramsey for Swan, and let's hope that Ramsey can make the difference by coming on. Tyler Morton's having a very poor game, so we're going to bring on Matthew Craig, see whether he can make anything of the game by coming on and bringing some energy into the game, which we thoroughly need sooner rather than later. Okay, now full time. Shame we didn't pick up the full 3 points. However, we will take the point and away from home, which is very needed. There we go. We're now sat second, 12 points behind Bolton. We're joint on points with Barrow, so Barrow have been playing really well, and the pressure is on. Joint on points with Fleetwood as well. Luckily, they lost today, as if they had won, we would have been down to third. Salford are now dropping a few points behind, but do have a game in hand themselves. Lucky thing is that we have better goal difference than them, so it is still all to play for with 4 games to go. So 12 days or 2 weeks for Lewis Collins, so good thing that we brought him off to try and manage that injury, which has been very important for us in terms of what we need for him to try and return sooner rather than later. Craig is going to get a pay increase. Let's try and negotiate for him to waive that. Bullying you into that? No, I'm not bullying you. I'm trying to ask you a simple conversation as someone to support the club. If you would, waive that clause within your contract, and you said no, you greedy little bastard. So what I think I am absolutely going to do now, lad, is not play you. Simple as that. What are you going to do? Okay, monthly loan stats. Yes, in Houston, quite well. Let's look at the average rating. So Peter Needs has been doing the best in terms of the average rating, with Courtney Watson just behind, 23 years of age. He is wanted by Carlisle, Northampton and Forest Green. His contract is up this year and we've set him for release, so I hope he can make the most of his career. He's coming up to 100 league games in experience at the age of 23, which isn't too bad. Can obviously make something of his career. He's had a good season with York, so by playing somewhere else, it would be beneficial to him, and hopefully he can make the most of his career. Okay, youth players have just been released. Always good to try and look at all the players that have just been released by the big clubs. He's valued at 300k. He's wanted by Cardiff, Millwall and Nottingham. So, he's got 3 caps for his country. There's potential there in the boy. He's only got 2 yellow rated areas. If we approach to sign him, what kind of contract would he be looking for? Negotiate, so if we got that down and we got his signing on fee down. Doesn't have an agent, so perhaps we can negotiate this deal accordingly. Let's get rid of that. Suggest new terms. Okay, I will happily give you 2k if you take 300 a week. Take 300. Signing on fee, let's try and get that down. 320. Okay, I'll give you that and I'll put that up. Okay, finalised deal. Okay, Kean Jones, he's also Welsh, no youth caps, valued at 190k. Was at Southampton. He's got 3 areas valued with rated yellow. Daniel Quigley, 2 areas rated yellow. Let's just have a quick scout of him. Let's have a quick look at Ryan Fisher, get some more information. I don't think he's going to be a massive player. Curtis Owens, he was in the City Youth Academy, 3 areas. Okay, Eric Obeng from Chelsea, he is valued at 59k. He's wanted by Portsmouth and Watford. Only 2 areas rated yellow. Non-competitive stats aren't the greatest. Justin Ebanks, 17 years of age, 3 areas. Bit more information on this boy here. Striker, attacking midfield right, centre mid. Been quite average over 3 years. Would be a very good signing though, according to the scouts, but would be behind Dimani Mello, who we're releasing at the end of the year. Okay, let's just have a quick look. Andy Mcguire, 17 years of age. Not much to go off, so not really interested in him. Yolo Cook, again, another Welsh player. 1, 2, 3, 4 areas in yellow, so that's not too bad. Rating of 6.9 in the non-competitive games he's played. So just come from Wolves, so he may not actually be a bad signing. Striker centre though, another attacking player. Okay, and then we have Rolando Rojas, who is £44,000, wanted by Cardiff, Millwall and Nottingham. So again, another interest in this Argentinian player released from Arsenal. Not bad non-competitive statistics either. Potential to develop and fill in all the attributes which he's currently missing. So if we look at the kind of contract he would look at. Okay, quite low wage, which is good. If we can get rid of that, push that up to 25, and then I'll give you 25. I'll push out the 400 for a little bit of morale. Take 160 and I'll sign you for £500 if you do 20. Okay, and yes, Yolo Cook was the other player. Even if we do sign them and put them in our academy, you know, gives the opportunity for us to appraise them and support them in their development, and you know, gives us options for players in the first team. It also means that we can loan them out and perhaps make money off their loans, and if not, make money off them if we sell them elsewhere. So not bad to try and bring these young players from, you know, experienced academies in on a free transfer. Now, Livermore just signed a new 1-year deal, which is good for him and rotation, especially after, you know, we're struggling for finances at the minute. Yes, I would absolutely love to offer him a new contract, but we don't have the money, and we seem to be struggling. Okay, he's entering contract. Ooh, yes. Existing. I think he's actually on more at the minute. Ooh, he's actually willing to come down a bit. Ooh. Love that. And his loyalty bonus would have 12k, but you know, if the club can find it, you know, good. That's what we need. Try and get that down to 20. Let's try and put that on there. Usually you can do this with the big clubs because you can pay them big money. Okay, now he's wanted more money. Ooh, can we get over the line? Can we add another bonus in there for him? Goal bonus. Every time he scores, he gets £450. Yeah, he's been happy with that. Optional 3-year contract on top would be very beneficial. Mitchell Bergkamp turns down his latest contract. If we end up releasing him, we save a big amount of money, so it wouldn't be too bad if we end up losing Mitchell Bergkamp. Be a shame because, you know, he's done quite well to sort of make the most of the poor career he's had in England and whatever. And I feel that if he had stayed at County, he could have made more of it, you know, provided that he stayed and picked up some form. Okay, bit of feedback for 2 players there. Scott Bennett, perhaps we can release at the end of the season or loan out, and hopefully can make the most of what remains of his career. Okay, we've got Yolo Cook, who's just come in from Wolves under 23s after he is seemingly being released because League 2 might be a good level for him, and there seems to be a bit of potential after, you know, some non-competitive, although, you know, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. You know, he may not perform at League 2, he may be National League level, or, you know, he may not perform at any level at all. So we massively need 3 points against Morecambe today to stay up and, you know, take us another game closer towards the end of the season and a position that we want to finish in. So very, very good from under 23s there. Beat Worthing Worthing under 23s 8-0. So from fantastic performances from Joe Woodowis, Zach Gore, Jacques Haggerty, Ryan Haynes, Gabungo, Lee Andrews, Erahon, Ethan Morgan, Jersa, Robbie Ellis, another hat-trick from Ryan Hillier, Charlie Courtney, 2 goals for him. Let's just have a quick look at Charlie. Charlie's not been too bad for a 16-year-old player. Rating of 6.99 average. He's been at the club 2 years, 41 starts, 25 off the bench. Okay, he's not done too badly for a youth player. Potential in him. Just need to harness and nurture his development. Perhaps get a loan out for him next season with the way he's been playing. So a great opportunity to develop the players we got coming in and develop the existing players, as well as try and give them some more league time, develop them through the experience in playing first team football. Okay, 6 days to go. Man United under 23s beat Burnley under 23s in the Papa John's Trophy in the final. So another trophy for their under 23s, which is great for their youth. Obviously, we would have liked that trophy in our cabinet, which would have been beneficial. Under 18s won 6-1 against Welling under 18s, so good performance for our under 18s and under 23s this week. So some good opportunity within the youth academy. The Manny Mello will be out for 3 to 4 weeks, so practically will miss the remainder of the season, which is such a shame as we brought him in to finish the season off and trying to make the most of it. Maybe he might be back for the final game, but I doubt it. Such a shame that he's out injured. Gives us one less option, but we do have plenty of other options which we can utilise. Fantastic. Aaron Lewis has just signed a 3-year deal with Newport County. If we, I'll take him to 28. If we use the clause after that, it will take him to around 30, 31, 1 negative. Would prefer to have a greater standing within his social group. Well, that's up to you, not me. Very close relationship with Daniel James. Would be great to bring Daniel James in. He's had quite a shit career since joining Manchester United because they're not using him to his advantage. Love the fact that we can see the social groups: Lewis, Collins, Ramsey, Morton. Quite a lot of these as one social group. If we look at Morton, Soldi, Mella, Ramsey, Jersa, who have all come in this year. It's quite a good group. Secondary, Josh Ian's been here the longest. Scrimshaw, Tom King. Quite a lot of the boys who've been together the longest. Others who don't currently fit in, well, they're all on loan. Sorry, these two are in on loan. Arahun and Corrigan are both, players we sort of want to move up into here. I definitely want to sign Will Swan. I believe his contract is expiring now. Yes, with his current club, and it would be great to get him in and negotiate that deal and get him in permanently, because he's been here 2 years on loan and he's making the most of his career by being on loan, and he's been a good player for us, so he is absolutely my priority to try and get in. Zach Gore out for 6 to 8 days. That's such a shame. He will miss the Morecambe game. Big shame for players to miss games, especially when he's been playing so well. Now I'm going to park that for the time. Ooh, 8D rated though. Would be quietly signing ahead of Telford and Tyler Morton. He is wanted by quite a few clubs, especially clubs bigger than us, so we can keep an eye on him. New intake of young players, so it's good for us. There's some potential players. Lee Watley seems to be the best, 16 years of age, so good that he's coming in through the youth. Okay, we lost 2-1 to Southampton under 23s. Now, very good team, Southampton under 23s. Obviously, you know, it's good to be involved in the game. Ryan Hillier scoring again. You know, it's a shame to have lost, but we were in that game. It's not like they came down here and drove us apart. We've done quite well in consideration. Only to lose 2-1, so not a problem there. Smith, yes, free transfers. We got quite a few free transfers coming in at the end of the season to bolster up our youth academy. So it's great to have these options for these young boys coming in, an opportunity to develop them. Okay, he is wanted, and I really hope he does go to Bradford to turn his career around, because he's not been playing too well in training to get the game. Let's quickly attend this press conference. Okay, you've won last year 3 matches. Is that sort of run that you keep going? Yep, statistics don't matter. Following Morecambe's 4-0 heavy 4-0 defeat against Barrow, Graham Wesley, former county manager's side, sat 22nd with 39 points from 42. Could Morecambe leave Rodney Parade with 4 points? Okay, yeah. Graham Wesley's Morecambe side have looked leaky defence. How do you plan on that? You need to pay attention to that kind of detail. Yeah, get that. Absolutely not. Yep, hope and have that bit of luck as usual. Neutral press conference. Okay, good. Takes with the pressure off. You know, I think, you know, trying to fight for that title within the last few weeks, especially with the massive difference between us and Bolton, you know, it's theirs anyway. Yep, maintain that good relationship with him. Okay, here we are. We're down to it today. Let's just have a quick look at the league table. Bolton, obviously in a playoff place which has been secured. If we win today, it's going to be secured playoff place for us. Obviously, it's going to be a few from some of the other teams such as Barrow, Fleetwood, Salford, Crawley and Scunthorpe. They'll all be up there. Obviously, Cheltenham still chasing and in with that great chance to finish in playoff. AFC Wimbledon are in with a touching chance. They've dropped massively within the last few weeks. And Mansfield, you know, are just there. So it's quite close in terms of, you know, 4 games left to go and having only 6 points difference between 10th and 7th, which if they could clinch on Mansfield, then they could be in with a great chance. Burton are on flying form. Sorry, Oldham are on flying form. Burton not doing too badly and defeated in 5. Bradford is still bottom, 4 games to go, 4 points behind Morecambe, so they would be hoping that we're going to win today and they can pick up a point else, you know, 3 points elsewhere, which gives them 3 games to go in their survival chances. Let's just go back to the inbox. Bolton set for title showdown at the University of Bolton Stadium. Bolton are potentially just 1 match away from becoming Sky Bet League 2 champions, needing a draw against Wimbledon and Mansfield. Mansfield are hot on Wimbledon's tail, exactly what I just said, and hope to move them in the table. Okay, so no mention of county here as such for what our chances are and what we need to do. So here we are into this very important game for both teams. Morecambe just outside relegation, 4 points clear. So they'll be needing to really try and maximise their end of the season, and we're in touching distance of automatic promotion, which we're in touching distance of. So, you know, it's all to play for all clubs up and down the table, throughout the league. Let's get Matthew Craig off because he is useless. And Arahan, let's get him up here for Dom Telford. Let's swap Demetrio out for Ryan Hillier. And let's get Aaron Lewis. I know he's slightly lacking that fitness, but I would take his slight fitness and start him for the form that he's been having, and hopefully he can make the difference at left back, open up the game and provide an assist. So yeah, we're in a bit of an advantage after, you know, some poor form from Morecambe and where they're sat in the table, and they've conceded a few goals in recent weeks. This is a very important game for us as we could secure a playoff place, so this is exactly what we're looking for, and exactly what we need. Oh, great header by Carl Hawkins, assist by Aaron Lewis, so good little choice to get the start for Aaron Lewis. We're currently third behind Barrow, who are currently sat second after their performance. We're now back up the second on goal difference because of that header, so we certainly need to win the game. Barrow are going to keep on top of us from now until the end of the season, so we need to hope that Barrow slip up and we play well to pick up the form. Great header there. Unfortunately, he was offside. Great little knock-in from Matty Dolan as well. We can certainly have a great end towards the end of the season and certainly try to maximise our performances. I would love to get into Wembley because it's always an amazing experience for the fans and just for everyone involved. But let's hope we can finish in an automatic playoff place. It's certainly a lot of work for us to do to maintain second, especially with how well Barrow are playing and where they're sat on the table, and they're going to be fighting for that automatic promotion as well. Unfortunately, you know, that didn't last long after some shitty defending once again has cost us. And, you know, we see ourselves allowing Morecambe back into the game, and we are now drawing, which is such a shame. Very, very poor there. You know, Twormley is not having a great game. Cisse isn't having a great game. So let's make a change there. Let's get Twormley off as well. Let's get Hillier on that left side. 6.6. Tyler Morton's not doing too well there. So let's swap him for Woodowis and then swap him for Matty Dolan. Okay, good save there. Good taking our chance to try and take the shot and get the goal. Good save. Oh, wow. Wow. Wow, how to throw away a point. How to throw it away. Playoffs, it seems. Wow, that is disgustingly poor. You would think they would have given their all in the remaining minutes of the game and the remaining games. Wow, Morecambe have been ridiculously lucky there. Wow, absolutely thrown that away. We are sat third. 3 points behind Barrow. Wow, joint on points with Fleetwood. 3 points ahead of Salford. Only 4 ahead of Crawley and Cheltenham. 5 ahead of Scunthorpe. Wow, this is not good at all. 3 games left to go. We have Leyton Orient now on the 27th. On the 24th with Scunthorpe on the 27th after. We really need to pick up these points sooner rather than later. Wigan have offered me a job interview. Wigan are 15th in the championship, so fantastic that I've been linked with a job and of a bigger club. So there's no harm in attending the interview. I've usually turned these down straight away, but I'm just going to attend to see what these interview processes go like for the first time in this game. You have only managed one team throughout your entire career. Is that a good or a bad thing? I've shown tremendous loyalty and consider that amongst positive traits as many manager. Yes, and I've had a short career, so literally that and that would be the same answer. You have one relegation on your managerial record. Can you explain those circumstances? Yes, that's a straight answer. It would be quite a change for you if you were to leave your current job and come here. Are you confident of handling such a big jump? Yep. With your team currently defying expectations in the league, are you perhaps looking to take advantage by moving whilst your stock is high? Yes, that's a great answer. You have previously embroiled in media controversies, have I? Citing your inability to cultivate a strong dressing room atmosphere, have I? What can you say to address our concerns about that happening here? Yes. We currently define expectations done so far and have done so far all season. Could you keep the good times rolling? Love that kind of question. We would like to know when you intend to establish yourself as club manager. Are you able to take charge now, or do you need more time? Yes. As part of the recruitment process, we are willing to request a change in backroom staff as well as chances of staff members you would like to bring from the current club. What size budget? Uh, yeah, let's go with that one. Yes, can do that. Can do that. Stay in the championship. Yes. Okay, cool. Okay. No harm in asking. An outsider for the job. Let's just have a quick look at Wigan history, managers. So after 3 years, 227 days, he's left to manage Huddersfield. Yeah, it'd be great to get Daniel James in, as if that would ever happen. Okay, 3-3, our youth candidates with the under-18s. That's not too badly, especially from the, you know, recommended players coming in and prospect of what we're looking for. So if they're coming in challenging the players we already have and are picking up a result. Reading have also offered me a job interview. They're 11th in the championship. Let's just have a quick look at their managers. He's gone to Leeds. I don't know why you'd go to that fucking shithole. They're 13th in the Premier League. Mehmet Ali, I've actually had him as a previous backroom staff in my last Foot Manager 2017 save, and he went to quite a few clubs with me, including Monaco. Let's quickly attend this interview. I'm glad you gave me the chance. Yeah, loyalty, widely tip. Yeah, same question. Okay. Bit shitty, like, you know, options as an answer there. I felt like, you know, none of them really sold or picked up what I wanted them to do, or wanted to show myself off. We would like to know when you would. Yes, as part of. Okay, under 23s, that's not a problem. Do not sign anyone over the 30s. You never know what experienced players you can get in, especially on a free working within wage budget. You know, 2-year contracts. Okay, they seem quite focused on their youth. Let's just get rid of one. Okay, scouting range, I accept that. Okay, set up a link with a parent club, I accept that. Okay, they don't want to feed a club, they want a parent club, they want to set up a new scouting network. Don't know whether they're limited by budget or whether they're, you know, not willing to invest in that time until proven results, or, you know, whether they're happy or just don't have that in them. So Newport County under 23s beat Eastleigh under 23s 1-0, so a good result for our under 23s again. Some great performances. So 5 days to go before we play Leyton Orient. Okay, 4 days to go. This is going to be a tough game. We certainly want the 3 points. You know, a handful of games left to go from now until the end of the season, and all the points need to add up and come sooner rather than later. You know, as I've always said, I want to maintain, you know, being at Newport County for a very long time, and have the longest amount of time that I've been with County, and certainly build up what I'm trying to do with them, and try and take them to the Premier League. So it's certainly going to be a long, interesting saving series, plenty of episodes. You know, I've just been approached by Wigan and Reading for the jobs there, so that's quite, you know, I didn't get the job because Phil Parkinson got it. He's actually the new Salford manager in real life, so, you know, I didn't go for the job interviews to go, all right, I want to get this job, move on from county. It's just for the first time I've experienced interviews in this game, and I thought, why not? So 6-0 win over Truro under 23s or under 18s, so that's a very good result for our under 18s. Carl Harkins out injured 3 days, Joe Woodaway, so, you know, they could be back with, you know, lower fitness levels than expected for this game against Leyton Orient away from home. But, you know, just means that we just have to manage them and us. Yes, true. Because we're not going to win the title, obviously. Come on, Newport County. We're, you know, less than, you know, just over around a week away from finishing the league. Considered major attender for an award. Well, yes, because he has been working so hard all year long. He's maintained good consistency, scored goals. He performs well at League Two. You know, he's shown tremendous loyalty, so it'd be great if he could win that for us and the club. Wow, we've just dropped to 4th, our lowest position where we've been all season long, so we really need to win this game and certainly, you know, try and get the results sooner rather than later. I keep saying this, but we only have 3 games left and we need to pick them up now, today, not in the next game or the game after. We certainly need to pick them up and try and turn things around. Great finish there, caught us on that left-hand side. Corrigan, you know, not doing well to pick up that run or mark him. You know, found his way inside the box. Great finish past Tom King. We found ourselves 1-0 down now. And this is not the greatest situations for us to be in, obviously. Such a great through ball. Fantastic finish by Elliot List. You know, some great football there from Leyton Orient. Again, we're performing fucking shit. And we certainly need to improve what we're doing. We're performing quite average. You know, players not really going for it, fighting for their lives. They're not really trying to push themselves. It's just like, you know, let's just try and play and then sort of go for it. We're not really pushing ourselves and attempting to push ourselves higher than we should. Oh wow, 2-0. We changed formation, we changed the shape, we've changed where some of the players are playing. We're 2-0 down. Okay, time to change to our third shape. Well, if we got the lose, may as well just chuck players on for fun now. Would have been good if that went in. You know, these are just minutes for players, you know, who want game time, like Zach Gore, who are developing, and like Morton, like Swan, like Lewis Twomley. Good, we finished Josh in. Hopefully that can give us a bit of confidence going into the second half. And opens up the game for us to try and get back into it and salvage this and turn it into a draw, picking up a point rather than a loss. Scrimshaw not playing too well. Let's get Will Russ on Scrimshaw. Let's hope that Will Russ is raring to go and can finally score a goal and turn things round and be beneficial in this game. Lewis Collins is having an appalling game. Let's get him off. For Erahan, let's just get Erahan some minutes on the pitch. Poor, very, very poor. Okay, poor from the goalkeeper there, but we're in with a corner. Shame we couldn't just knock one in then. Oh, how didn't he finish that? That was some beautiful football. All he had to do was put it in the back of the net, and how's he missed that? Wow, great save there by the goalkeeper. Twomley getting a shot off, finding his way into the box. Some great defending there from the Leyton Orient man. There we go, another shitty loss to add on. We absolutely deserve to be sat fourth with how bad we've been playing. We've changed our system and tactics in 3 different ways. We're just massively underperforming. We're 3 points behind Fleetwood and Barrow. We're only 2 points clear of Scunthorpe and Salford. You know, it's gutting for Salford because they've been in with a real chance of winning the title this year, and they've dropped massively. But we're sat fourth. If we lose to 5th, we're going to drop, and I think it would have been such an appalling season if we don't end up in a playoff place at the very least. Automatic promotion should have been guaranteed with the way we've been playing, especially after we were working so hard. Need the 3 points in this game. Really need the 3 points. Let's give Rosa his first start. Lacking a bit of fitness, but you know, give him a first start. We may be able to open up the game, use that quality, show what he has, why he was in West Ham's Youth Academy for so long. Oh, disallowed for them. That's good for us. Off to a very bad start. There we go, Zach Gore header assisted by Matty Dolan. That's a really positive goal from us in response. Wow, what a finish. That Clough, someone that we tried to sign, was released by Salford, finding it. Fifth now, our absolute lowest position of the season, and we're just playing so poor. Let's just give Joe Woodworth some minutes. Wow, this is so poor. Like, how are we not finishing stuff like that? That's so poor. 3-1 down to Scunthorpe, and we've thrown it all away. We've worked so hard all season to throw it all away. Underperforming, shitty performances. Cheltenham beating Bolton 2-0. This is absolutely appalling. 4-1. Wow, what sort of fucking defending was that then? That's awful defending, and what the fuck was Tom King doing? Shit, shit, shit. All of you are shit. I'd love to absolutely bollock every one of these for piss-assing around. The only decent player who's tried to give it their all is Zach Orr, who's been trying to rally the boys around. Matty Dolan's not been too bad. For the rest, or a waste of time having them all on the pitch. Complete waste of time. Tactic which they know inside out. We adapt it to our second tactic and they piss perform. We're just so shit. We've been sat top all season, then sat second really solid, and then we started to absolutely wobble, dropped the fourth. Now we've been turned over and we're sat fifth. You know, if Crawley and bloody Salford win, we are absolutely going to be in a piss poor position. He's been bang average all year, he has. Absolutely bang average and needs to step up. Made his professional debut. Yeah, never forget that. Never forget that. He was absolutely piss-assing around and rubbish. Barrow, promoted. Can be very, very happy with that. And yet, here we are, trying to scramble around for points in the last game of the season against Rochdale, which aren't the easiest of teams to walk around, even though they're sat 17th, and yet we're trying to find 3 points even though we should have been in that position, and now we're absolutely struggling. Piss poor. Furious, good. Perhaps them being furious, even though they're bloody, you know, morale has dropped. Perhaps them being furious might actually motivate them to go on and win, because all those responses to choose from then were absolutely dog shit. This is one of the frustrating things about this. There's not enough responses, and they're not always, you know, the responses that we should be, you know, trying to angle out for these players. But, you know, let's hope they get angry and actually make a bloody decision to try and do something about it. Yeah, I would have absolutely loved to have brought him in, but he wanted too much money. Unsuccessful. Wow, that's quite a good appointment, to be fair to them. Quite a good appointment. He will be coming in from Atletico B. I was actually reading up about him the other day, and I think he's related to another former professional who played in the same league and grew up in the same town as him, or same city, just a couple of miles away from each other. And they both ended up working for the club at the same time, and not related to each other, which was quite interesting. Okay, up to our final game where we will be playing Rochdale at home. We've dropped to 5th after some ridiculously poor performances, and we have a lot to do to improve what we're doing. Last game of the season, just going to send Wayne Hatswell, the assistant manager, to deal with that press conference whilst we can try and focus on some other areas and just move forward. Hatswell confident of playoff success. Well, I'm not very confident because of the way we've been playing is shit, and we need to massively improve on what we're doing. Yes, he's been playing so well in the under 23, so he needs to play well in the first team when he gets given the chance, because under 23s don't mean nothing. Oh no, what's the point in recommending to bring him in? Yeah, he would be a good appointment. And you know what? Let's get rid. Yeah, he's better than him. Let's get rid of him. There we go. Better member of staff. Experience. First job. Developing his career for us. International experience which he can bring to the board and inspire these players, which is what they need. Fifth. Really need to win this game. Okay, here we go. Into the game we go. Newport County versus Rochdale. We really need to win this game, and we certainly need to pick up the points sooner rather than later. I just keep saying that. And we need to pick up the points like today, like now, in our only remaining game. Sooner rather than later. That's just a habit because of where we're at. What a good shot off the post though. Worked in our favour. Rochdale are very much up for this. Oh, come on, Collins. Good goal assisted by Scrimshaw. Glad they're both involved in that, and that Collins has scored. Yes, scored again. Joshian setting up Scrimshaw. Come on, this is exactly what we need. We need to be fired up for this game. We need to be winning this. We need to get another win. We need the 3 points, and we need to finish in this playoff position because we can absolutely do it. it'd be a shame if we remain in League Two for another season. You know, it does give most of these players another year of playing together, and you know, with me as manager, and you know, me experience of League Two, and you know, I'm still only 31 in the grand scheme of things in terms of game time, so you know, still have a lot of experience to go for. Glad that's been disallowed. Some really poor goalkeeping there from Tom King. Like, what's he doing coming out from his line and trying to jump and punch that away? Oh, good save off the goalkeeper. Should have reacted to get there quicker though. Oh, should have headed that in. Gutted that Lewis Twamley didn't head that in. He was on such amazing form at the start of the season. Just such a shame he hasn't kindled that all over the season, as he could have made the absolute difference in how we've been playing all year. You know, if we do stay in League Two, you know, Lewis Twamley can have another season of developing. Lewis Collins would really need to step up. Um, or, you know, unless he wants to try and find a move away, but he would need to step up. It's a shame for Josh Ian because it's another season in League Two for him. You know, but it's good for players like Twamley. Swan will remain in League Two, but he's getting plenty of game time. Scrimshaw would be getting plenty of game time. Howkins would be happy because he's getting plenty of game time. Shepherd, I'm sure, would want to play at a high level, but can be happy with the amount of game time he's had. And now he's turned his career around. Matty Dolan can be happy because he spent so many years down here in League Two. Of course, he's been up and around League One, but you know, we can be happy with the fact that he's gonna, you know, look to have around 30 games again next season, and still is an important player to us. And you know, try and work for the end goal and try and work for the future of this club. You know, Corrigan, you just come across, you know, another season in League Two would be great for his own development. Wow, what a great finish. Some poor defending there. Great finish from him. With Dave now back in the game. And that's what we are. We're just absolutely shitty defending at the back. No matter what we do to change it, whether it's a system, whether it's style, the role, the responsibility, who we play along there, how we, you know, set up, you know, many of the other, you know, considerations that we make within the defence. We just seem to let goals because we're not getting out and pressing players, we're not marking, we're not holding the line, we're providing too much space, we're leaving gaps for them to shoot. Okay, that was a good shot there, saved by the goalkeeper. We just need to make it 3-1 though, because we were doing well. But yeah, another season in League Two would benefit players like Corrigan. We've just come across from Ireland. And you know, playing in the Irish League is very different. It means that I can develop, you know, many of the young players we've got coming in, and quite a few of the new signings. Here we go, here we go, here we go. I knew they were absolutely going to score there. The way he carried, the way he carried, the way he carried. Player just in front of him opened up the defence. The two defenders didn't know what to do, and it ended up leading to some poor goals being conceded. Glad we've scored there. Jake Scrimshaw. Let's make the changes at the back though. Let's get Joe Woodowis on for Hawkins. Let's get Matty Dolan off for Demetrio. Bit of experience there. And let's get Nye Livermore on for Tyler Morton and give him an extra game this year. I would have liked to have brought on Jana because, you know, try and get him some more game time, see whether he scored in this game. But he's not coming on because we brought Nye Livermore on, one of our youth academy players who's come through, and some more minutes off on the scoreboard for him this year. Okay, this could be a great result. We got 4 minutes we need to absolutely hang in there for. Okay, 2 minutes to go after this. 3 minutes, 1 minute to go, sorry. Come on, ref, blow the whistle. Ref, 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 ref. Come on, good. That was very risky times. 2-0 up, 2-1, 2-2. Lucky we got 3-2 at the end of the game. Very important win there. Glad we could finish fourth. Such a shame because we occupied first and second so long. Would have been great to have won the title, but now we're sat fourth, which is such a shame. In control, I wouldn't say we were in control. Well done, Scrimshaw. You know, not a bad season. Obviously, you know, when he was here in 21, 22, 25 games, 22 goals. So he scored more in less games. He had, you know, same amount of assists. And, you know, if he continued that form over the season, he would have been the league top goal scorer. He would have had the best goal scoring year of his career and the best season. So he would have really stepped up. And I really hope he can find that form. And it's not like we're playing something ridiculously new or something that he's not used to. So Salford are playoff bound as well. Okay. Glad we won the last game of the season. Glad we finished in a playoff place. Got work to do though to try and get promoted, which would be great for these players. But really good that we finish in a playoff place, because they're deserving of it after the hard work that they've put in and where we've been majority of the season. So we really need to make the most of that. Okay, Newcastle have been relegated to the Championship. Wow. Luciano Spalletti was in charge and he was the manager who got them relegated. Wow. Let's just have a quick look at the job centre. Let's have a quick look at job security. First time I've looked at job security since I started this game. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job is insecure. Their finances are secure. Very insecure here from Nigel Adkins. Okay, just moving on here through the days as we're in a playoff position and we have a playoff game or 2 games to get into that final. Oh, Salford City. So Nigel Adkins' job, who is unstable at the minute, who just scraped by, and we're up there towards the season. They've just dropped down, and we'll be playing them. So this isn't going to be an easy game. Let's hope we can get to the final and provide a day for our fans and overcome Salford and beat them and get 2 wins, which would be promising and very nice for us to have had. Okay, not a bad little press conference. Some of the great respect there has been lost by Bailey for some reason, even though, I've given the answers that I would like to give. Obviously it's not as entertaining that he would have liked it for his, title for his newspaper. Wow, Tom King out for 4 to 5 weeks. That is such a shame, especially when we needed him for our 2 playoff games. So losing him is a big loss. Especially after the season he's been having, 44 games this year, 16 clean sheets, so he's not done too badly. So it's such a shame that we have lost him. Okay, so the experienced Nick Townsend will be getting the second start of this season and will be playing in the playoff. And hopefully he can bring some success for us and come back for this. I just accidentally skipped past that little tunnel interview. Okay, good turnout crowds here. Very important day. You know, everyone's going to be hyped up. It's such an important game, home and away. We'll be looking to get off into a playoff final. You know, it'd be great for us because we've been better than Salford generally over the season, even though our form in recent weeks has dipped. And I think if Salford do make the final, they'll be very, very lucky if they do. If they do get promoted after that, then wow, Nigel Atkins has turned things around, and I think they may be struggling because of, you know, the fact that they just made the playoffs. And if they got promoted, then they'd have work to do, but real investment for Salford. Injury there, Lewis Collins. That is such a shame. We have lost him due to an injury. Let's put Tyler Morton there on that side, and let's swap him out for Erahan, our signing, and another game for him. There, why are we playing football like that at the back? Dillian dallying, 1-2s, then they press, come in, caught, put a shot past Nick Townsend, goal, 1-0 to them. Great start for Salford in this first half. Really shitty football being played there. Bad decision making, lack of awareness, lack of game intelligence by the seams of it. Why you would be playing like that when you're under pressure anyway and just in front of the defensive third? It's just baffling, absolutely baffling. Well, 2-0, thank you very much. May as well sit down and watch Salford play some great football because they're going to win this game and then they're going to win the second leg as well because we're absolutely shit. We are really underperforming. Oh, just over. Come on! Poor shot there by Scrimshaw. Got the shot, but it was very, very poor. Very, very poor to be 2-0 down at half time. You know, good goals for Salford. Very poor goals for us to have conceded. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Poor decision making. Very, very underperforming players. Change your tactic. Change your shape. Change your system. Good little idea. If he had just got on the end of that, he could have maybe scored and got us back in the game and back in over the leg. Oh, good finish. Very, very good finish. That is what we need at the end of the game like that. Very, very good finish. Hopefully we can take the way we've ended that game by scoring and finding that confidence and playing the kind of football that we have into the second leg. Such a shame that we've lost, but better to have lost 2-1 than it was. Out 3 to 4 weeks, we've lost another player. That's such a shame. Nigeria boss was in the crowd. So he's out watching Zach Gore perform, which is good to see his young 20-year-old player performing and playing in a playoff game. And it's great that they're coming down to watch, you know, a player all the way here, you know, in England, you know, who's 20 years of age, who's on their radar. So I feel that's really positive for the young lad, and it's positive for us when, you know, international managers are coming to watch players to determine whether they can get into the national team. Townsend is out injured for 2 days. Thank goodness that's only 2 days. May not be able to start this game. May be carrying a bit of a niggle, but that's not good for us. Yeah, that's fair enough. I thought that would be the case. Oh, I've done that again. Skip past it. Oh, you should have finished that there. We're doing not badly. We just need to finish. Just need someone to finish. So let's get Swan in for Ramsey. Let's get Jacob Ramsey off for Twamley. Tyler Morton, 26. Let's get him off for Telford. There we go. I would thoroughly say this is our chances scuppered now. We've been, working hard. We've been trying to find ourselves, getting into this position. And we've got into it. We just haven't had the quality to, put something away. We've had 8 shots, 5 on target. Just couldn't get a goal. If we had got a goal, it would have put us 2-2. It would have really changed the dynamic of the game. So we're going to revert back to our original shape and system. And see whether we can make something of the game. But I just think it's a case of no one's leading from the top and no one's taking that quality to finish. We've got Scrimshaw, Telford, Swan, Twamley. We've had so many other players which we've used throughout the season, and we're generally struggling to score. And we just need to put some goals away. We're not doing that at the minute, so we're generally struggling at the minute, which is not good enough. it's a case of us just trying to put one away. Some great defending here from Salford. We just can't put one away. You can see we're just getting chance after chance after chance. We've dominated this game. We've been the better team, and we just haven't been able to put one away. And it's a simple case of we haven't been able to put enough one away because we haven't got the quality and we haven't got the money to invest in the quality, and that's why we're struggling. And unless that changes, which it obviously isn't as our debt's increasing, then it's very, very difficult. So there we go, out in the playoff semi-finals. That's such a shame. Yeah, that's all it was. We played better, we just didn't have the luck. There you go, so another season down at League 2, you know, another season of hard work for us. It's such a shame that they're into the playoff final, as they've been very, very lucky. I can be happy with playoff semi-finals, as that was above the expectation originally set at the start of the season. And it's time for another rebuilding job for the season ahead, and as we continue this series. So Jake Scrimshaw was obviously one of the best signings, should have done a lot better though. Season's results, we ended up finishing 4th, which wasn't bad. You know, not the greatest. We can certainly turn things round. Biggest win was 5-1 against Northampton. Very good result there. Beating Exeter was a very good game. And then goal of the season was Aaron Lewis in the Grimsby game. No new sponsorship deals, which is such a shame. And we're down in other areas. Josh Ian sold the most once again, still our star player. Telford, Scrimshaw, Erahon ended up selling quite a few, and Jana did. Wow. Best 11, Tom King in goal. Right back, Shepherd, Hawkins, Dolan at the centres. Ryan Haynes beat Aaron Lewis for that left back. Lewis Twomley left mid. Morton centre mid with Josh Ian. Lewis Collins on the right side. Swan and Mayembe, which obviously got recalled and obviously would have made the absolute difference. Won 2 Manager of the Month awards. Fans Player of the Season, Howard Gaines, Young Player of the Season, Swan. Signing of the Season, Jake Scrimshaw. Goal season, Aaron Lewis. Top goal scorer, Scrimshaw. Most assists, Matty Dolan. Most Man of the Match awards, Matty Dolan. Highest average rating, Carl Hawkins. And most passes completed per 90 minutes, Josh Sheehan. I don't know how that's down to me. That's down to you as a board, not managing it from down, from top down. Offended. What? Because I've set the standard higher and after we've got into playoffs. Well, they'd rather finish mid-table. Let's just get this done and out of the way. Okay. Don't need any more promises. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm not. Time for a season break for them. Wow, 33,000, budget 14,000. I'm surprised we've been given any money at all. But we don't see any of that because we've literally, that's been cut in half already. Avoid tax, good. Memberships increased. Commercial summary. Bit of a worry there. New scouting budget. Oh, good, we need 400k. Okay, fair play to him, good. Helped to win the FA trophy, so he went out on loan, and he ended up winning a trophy, which is good for him in his career. So that's a nice little accolade for him to look back on in his career. And just when it's tough, when you're playing National League and you're trying to give it your all. I know a lot of people write people off and be like, it's only that kind of trophy. Or when you're trying to give it your all, and there's pressures, and you're training and training and training, and you're trying to give it your all. You moved up and down the country, you're transferred and you're released. You're brought in on loan, you're taking a wage cut. You're not on the greatest amount of money anyway. I absolutely think when players try to give it their all, you shouldn't mock them for trying to win the trophy no matter what level. And again, it's an accolade, and they've given it their all, and they've given up more in life than some people are, and they absolutely deserve to win it. So I don't think writing it off is at all the right way. There we go, FA Cup final, Man United versus Liverpool. Okay, good win there for Liverpool. 2-1 win over Manchester United there. Here, Southampton got into the Europa League, which is good for them. Manchester United Europa League 6th. Wow, 6th. West Ham, Newcastle and Bournemouth all relegated. Okay, so I think this concludes this episode, and I'm going to leave it there for now because there's quite a work to be done over the next few episodes and weeks in terms of the game time. It's a shame that we didn't get promoted. However, I now look at my 5th season in charge, and it's not been too bad. You know, League Two first year, 13th, not bad. Then took the team up the second and promoted. League One then very tough, 21st relegated, fourth semi-final playoff place. So can be very happy with the work that is being done at the minute. League Two minimum budget, very heavily reliant upon free transfers and signings and loans. So yeah, so there's a lot to do, and obviously a lot of players that we need to negotiate deals with and try and sign in, and players that we're getting rid of. So yeah, so that's where I'm going to leave it for now. Thank you very much as ever if you've watched. If you're on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, I will be streaming again tomorrow. May possibly do one in a couple of hours, but I'm just going to take a slight break and yeah, watch this back. But thank you very much for now. Red Tondo 13.